everybody, and welcome to the Seal Podcast, episode 100. How very exciting. Thanks very much for joining us. See you later. That's it. We made it to 100. We're done. We're imploding on 100. How is everyone? I'm joined on my left by Pilch. Or is that my right?
Oh, I'm slightly to the bottom actually from you.
You're on my left. On my right is Dave. And then below is Craig. Oh, and Neil.
Hello.
How are we doing, guys? Are we all right?
Bad? Not bad?
I would say congratulations for making it to episode 100. I haven't really given it much thought, but I've got to say I'm extremely proud, actually. If I've got to be honest, we started this off on a bit of a whim just to see how it would go, and look what's happened. We've lost Scotsman, we've gained an Essexman, but we've made it to 100. I'm extremely pleased with that. There must be something going right. So from the bottom of my heart to the listeners and to the hosts, I appreciate it, and I'm glad. And it's been a good journey so far.
Yeah,
That's
it has been
genuine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been some good moments, I guess you could say.
There have. There have been a lot of laughs on the way, and many more that
Hopefully.
I expect for sure.
So the question that I was going to have for you, Fraser, is how many podcasts have you been on that you've made it to 100? I know you've
Well,
joined a lot, like in.
yeah, well, none that I've made it to 100 because all the ones Game Punchers and OC podcasts were already well on the way, and my Transatlantic Rants only made it to about 22 or 23, I think, before that imploded. So yeah, it's good. I don't know. I was thinking about it earlier. I was like, you know what, 100. I was staring at the tree outside my front, which I'm staring at right now, and I was looking at the leaves and just thinking, 100 episodes is a lot of episodes. Like it does surprise me. Half of me wants to just say, "Yeah, big deal, let's get on with it," but the other half of me is quite impressed.
Going on your CV now, is it?
If I had one.
2.5 years.
I definitely don't have one.
It is. It's been a while. 2.5 years.
Yeah, I think I look back at episode 1. It was May 2019.
Well, that was
Now,
a different lifetime.
It was a long time ago. Pilch is a podcast veteran. Let's say that. So he's just piggy. Where can I weasel my way into? And here he is. He's
The one with the least amount of work.
yeah. Yeah. I know. He's the same as me. We're brothers of a different mother. I think I'm sure of it. But
I must have done 20 of these by now, surely.
oh yeah, for sure.
In the
Easy.
80s, didn't I? Early,
Yeah.
low 80s. And
You're
I've done
part
a
of the
couple more.
furniture.
I did about 100 Boss Wave. And I did 20 of my own show. So I've been on a few.
Yeah.
I've been on a couple of the other ones as well, but I only had me once.
I suppose I'm curious, Dave and Neil, you guys hadn't been podcasting before, so you sort of jumped in as virgins.
Yeah, no, I've never done a podcast before. I've never.
I wonder who wants to be a loser like that. I'd never really wanted to until I had my midlife crisis. So
what are you getting?
You're still having it.
yeah.
Yeah, you're not midlife yet. How old are you?
Old enough, 46. If that's midlife, I'll be going all right, I reckon.
Okay.
Given the past.
Shit, 46.
What's your
so Dave is the baby?
Dave's our baby. What's your take on it all, Dave?
What, the podcasting like?
Yeah, how you've got on with it and stuff.
Yeah, it's good. I
Well, that's not right.
Messed about with Twitch. I've done quite a bit of Twitch streaming for a couple of years. And then that fell off. I just lost interest. There's only so much talking to yourself, talking like that you can do, and it's just.
Yeah, at least when you do a podcast, you don't know you're only talking to yourself.
Yeah, well, I've got. We're talking between ourselves, and we're just talking about the stuff that we like and what we do, really. And yeah, I think I sort of came into it in the sense of it's just 4-5 of us just sort of meeting up talking about our stuff because we all play lots of different games. Obviously, we had one or two that we had in common.
That's how it all started, really. Was the one game we all had in common.
Yeah. And then it would, we all went off and played different things. And coming back and just having a good excuse to have a Friday night and just like, right, no, I'm on this, I'm doing this. And sort of just meeting up with you guys really and talking about stuff. And then it's all gone.
Swimmingly.
Gone swimmingly, yeah. We've been getting lots of listeners. We've been lots of stuff to talk about. I think what I was worried about is running out of stuff to talk about, but it's hard not to talk.
It's amazing
2 hours
what shit
solid.
we can talk about on here, isn't it? Let's be honest.
But it just shows that it's a good mix of us all, and we've all got different, we're all similar ages and similar sort of ethoses, but like we've all still got different passions about different things. And,
yeah, I think if we were dedicated and tried to do 2 hours of just video games, you'd start to. I'd be bored of it, to be completely honest with you. I'd much rather talk about Hoovers, or sorry, suction devices.
I think that's what we're doing now. That's part of our lives, though, isn't it? It's not only video games. We're functioning human beings with families, and it's nice to talk about rubbish that especially the missus doesn't want to listen to. And we've all
everything then.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice social. It's a nice social.
Yeah.
Okay, let's let's. Anyone got anything to add before I just move on? No.
Well, no, I've been concentrating on other things.
How's getting to episode 100? Do you think you're on for a promise then, Neil, tonight off that one? Hey, love.
What are you offering there? Oh, yeah, it's a bit of a trek for you. I've got to be honest. I'm not sure it'd be worth it.
He's got to come to you, has he? Christ.
Yeah. Okay, that's more than enough impetus to get moving. Okay, what have we got? Tweets. Well, obviously, it would be remiss of us not to have a tweet from Stuart Cullen, who, I mean, do we have an estimate of? We think he's got to have contributed something like 80-something shows.
It says in the tweet. You obviously haven't read it.
Oh, yeah, of course. I always read his tweets before we start. Stuart says, "Congratulations on the big 100, gents, but after some 94 odd Stadia-based questions, it can't be 94. It could be, I guess.
Could it?
Could. But after some 94 odd Stadia-based questions over the past weeks and months, actually, you could read that two ways. You could it could be after some 94 odd Stadia-based questions, or it could be some 94 odd Stadia-based questions.
Yeah, that sounds a bit more like it.
Over the past weeks and months, having never tried it, is it worth a go?
He's never even tried it. He's been asking all these questions all this time, and he hasn't even fucking tried it himself.
Don't you fall for that. I bet he has. There's no way he hasn't.
He's a Luna fan, isn't he? I thought that was what he came out last week.
Could be. Any pros and cons? What games would you say are worth checking out on it? And most important of all, would I like it? Would I?
So pro is you can re-download 94.
You can play all the games you already played 5 years ago.
At a worse frame rate.
Yeah. There's a pros, right?
And input lag. There you go. Would you like it? Maybe. I don't know. Probably not.
Do you hate yourself? If you do, yeah.
There you go. There's your new advertising slogan.
Stadia.
Hate yourself? ? Stadia.
Stadia's for you.
Stadia.
He also says the long play may not pay out right away, but it's often the best play.
Is this the last Stadia question then? Is that it? Is that what I'm reading in between the lines there? Now he's confessed.
I hope not. I hope not.
Maybe we'll just find it. Maybe he can ask us something else now for the next 100 episodes.
Yeah, 100 episodes on the Steam Deck.
Oh, it's not even out yet. It's been delayed, isn't it?
Well,
Actually,
that's
that
the
could be a
first one. First
that
question.
could be a genuine request. That one, can we please change?
He is in the chat bar. Look a bit there.
I haven't got Twitch
Oh,
up,
you
so I
are
can't
looking
see
at
any
it.
of that.
I've got
So
it on.
I've been doing my best. That's why I'm looking all over my screens. If anyone's
yeah,
wondering what the hell I'm doing.
yeah, for anyone listening after the fact, we are broadcasting this show live on Twitch. So if it ever sounds a bit disjointed or there's references to looking at things, that's why.
We'll do our best.
This is the second week going, isn't it? Live. Last week I don't really remember much because I was so tired.
Yeah, it was a bit of an oddball on that one. I think we sort of agreed that we would start because we don't normally record and use video, but I think Pilch pointed out that it was nice to have video and you get a better.
I'm doing my
sense
best
of
to ignore it, to be honest.
Oh,
What? Why?
may I say what a lovely VG Hub banner you have behind you, Neil?
I don't know what you're talking about. Have I got? Oh, that's my. I've been some decorating. I was doing some painting earlier.
Pilch has now Pilch has a beautiful Seals Love VG Hub. Notice board
available
behind him as
from
well.
like whatever shonky shop they're available from.
Shonky
We've got something
gift.
like that. It usually says "Live, Laugh, Love" or something crap on it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Mine. That one said, "Bring me sunshine" before I wanted it. Just have a plug-in. Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of the VG Hub, we have Discord questions. The cesspool that was our Discord this week. Stinky says, "Congrats on making it to the big 100 episodes. Let's talk dislikes. What is the worst food created?" Here's another question there. So it's just
they didn't put Dave in there.
Food created. Anybody have anything on this? Worst food created?
Tomato ketchup.
What?
Ketchup.
No.
Yeah, I'll go with
tomato ketchup.
That's not really a food.
It's
a condiment.
Oh, it's made of tomatoes.
Raw coconut, Mark says in the chat.
Are you serious? Both of you don't like ketchup?
I like ketchup.
No, I'm not. Not you. The two that said they don't like it.
Well, they're weird, aren't they? We know Dave has whatever opinion Dave has on food is irrelevant.
Oh.
No, it's important to me.
Cheese.
What?
Any cheese.
Oh,
I don't eat cheese.
Why are we doing this podcast together? What is going on here?
I don't drink wine. A cheese and wine board would possibly be the worst fucking thing I could ever think of.
That's interesting.
Wow.
No. Never liked wine, never liked cheese?
No.
He likes a good wine,
None
I've heard.
Come on, Neil. We're bookended here by the guy whose name is Pilch because all he did was eat tinned fish, and then Dave, the tinned burger man.
Hang on. So they're looking after the bad
I'm going to talk about burgers in a minute.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, good.
Worst food. Nice. I've never heard you talk about that game before.
What's Bubble Bobble?
You say that with a straight face?
He did say it with a straight face.
I have listened to your podcast in the past. I know that you don't like cheese on pizza too.
Well, if you don't like cheese, it's not going to like pizza with cheese on a pizza, right?
No, Neil Fraser's going to tell me what I would say to that. Come on, Fraser. What would the answer be to that?
To what?
The cheese on a pizza.
You don't like cheese on a pizza?
I have cheese on a pizza, but I have to have something like really spicy on the pizza so that I don't like a sloppy Giuseppe's or something like
Mexicana cheese.
Oh, so you would eat?
No, I have to have a like spicy sausage or
don't you
something.
Like Mexicana then? Because it's got like loads of chilies and shit in it.
No, because it's wrapped. The chilies are wrapped around cheese, are they not? Or the other way around? Yeah, the chilies got cheese wrapped around them, so no.
Oh, you're missing out.
Okay.
I don't think I'll fucking
anyway.
So what else? We know cheese and ketchup are out. Neil, forgive us a food. I don't know.
A bad food. Mushrooms.
What was the question? What is the worst? Oh man, God, you.
Well, I don't think that's not created though, is it?
Mushrooms. He said mushrooms.
Mushrooms. I don't know.
Garlic mushrooms specifically.
Go with I don't know.
No, actually, breaded mushrooms. I'm changing it to breaded mushrooms. They're the fucking most disgusting.
He's dialing it right in.
I'll have a nice starter of breaded mushrooms.
There
garlic breaded mushrooms. Very nice.
Garlic breaded mushrooms.
Yeah, see? Come on.
I've
I
never
don't
had
know.
I've never had
I
snails.
don't know.
So
All I can think about is stuff I want to eat right now.
So what is the thing that you wouldn't put on a pizza? That's a
penis.
It annoys me that pineapple is considered okay for a pizza. It bugs me. So, but it's not that I don't like pineapple. It's just I just don't think there's any place for it.
Anchovies.
I like anchovies, but there you go.
Oh, so what?
Yeah.
A traditional pizza topping, not like anything.
Yeah.
That you
No,
don't,
I
that you
didn't
don't
say,
like.
I didn't say
No.
anchovies belonged on a pizza. I said
Well, that's where you
Desiccated
maybe
pineapples
find
do
them.
not belong on a pizza. That was the argument. We're not talking about anchovies.
Someone said anchovies.
Yeah, Pilch did, but there you go. Let's go. Okay, let's
olives.
move on.
Hang on. Olives, disgusting things.
Yeah, they're rank as well.
Oh no, I like olives.
You're old. You're supposed to.
I've liked olives since I was a kid. My kids like olives
You're a
too.
fucking
you're old.
weird,
That's why they
aren't
call you Olive.
Olive oil. Which game would you have removed from history? Is Stinky's next question.
All of the Assassin's Creeds.
COD.
Shots fired.
Dark Souls.
Fuck off, Dark Souls. You can't say Dark Souls.
Why
Crazy,
shots fired on Assassin's Creed? I'm not an Assassin's Creed fan either,
Hate
so I
it.
want it.
Hate
Yeah?
it.
It's ruined
I'll say
everything
even
else.
I
to be
played the
fair.
first 10 minutes of every Assassin's Creed.
I think the farthest I got was maybe an hour into 2 and maybe an hour into 4. And I just found them so boring. I don't know. Yeah, I'll go with Assassin's Creed. I'll help you throw the pile into the.
I will go with that as well.
One of the Assassin's Creeds. Sorry, excuse me. One of the only ones I did actually enjoy was one of those side scroller ones they released.
Chronicles.
Or was it Chronicles? Was it? There was one where it was in China. I think that was a good. I enjoyed that. So
that's because it wasn't Assassin's Creed, was it?
Yeah,
it was that old Prince of Persia game.
It was like Mark of the Ninja.
I'll go. I'm happy with Assassin's Creed because it's ruined every other fucking game going.
Ooh, 3 of us. Oh, yeah. Okay. Wow.
See, I liked Brotherhood. That was.
Oh, here we go.
If you put some glasses on, Dave, you'd be able to quite clearly see that Assassin's Creed is shit.
I don't wear glasses. I probably should.
Find some.
No way. So you're not. He's got to get his shades, isn't he? Are we going to get him on? Is he going to agree? Assassin's Creed? No, he's not.
No.
I put 40 odd hours into Odyssey, and I think I was still in the first area, and I just thought, "Fuck this."
Oh God, look at you.
Oh no, they look good on you. Actually, I got to admit,
he's
a
too
handsome.
fucking cool for us.
He's too handsome, isn't he?
I'm a bit steamed up now.
It's getting hot and steamy in here. Okay,
you should wear them when you're doing your Euro trucking.
Give us what game then, Dave? Do you reckon would you remove from history?
I did say one. Oh, Dark Souls. Yeah.
Oh.
It doesn't. It's no.
Oh
well.
I haven't got.
Well, it was fun doing the podcast with you lot.
It was also watching Neil doing the same thing for like 3 hours.
It wasn't quite the same thing because I was doing different things.
Died in a slightly
but I was just dying in the
time,
same place, but just doing slightly different shit things for 2 hours.
So yeah, nah, not for me. I like to actually progress.
It got good after that. I always missed a good bit.
Yeah, you
when I'm
that
streaming,
bit, and then you like
when I was streaming Hollow Knight last week, I got to the point where I was just fucking stuck, and I was like, I don't know what to do now. It made the game look a bit shit, but
oh, Fraser's gone.
Fraser's gone all weird.
That mic again, isn't it? It's that fucking. Oh, he's got a nice light on that mic.
Maybe we should turn that off.
Hello.
I've
got a problem up here with this mic. I don't know what it is. Anyway, okay, well, good. Look, a couple of great questions there from Stinky because it just showed that we are all completely different, almost, just about, except for a majority of us don't like Assassin's Creed. He also says, enjoyed the Extra Life stream. Keep doing what you're doing. Extra Life, yeah, that was good. Where we raised money for the VG Hub community on as part of that team. A big part of that team.
think we did well raising money for the VG Hub team.
Feeling super inclusive. Enjoyed the extra live stream. Keep doing what you're doing. Regards from the Phantom Twitch lurker Stinky, or Itza, whatever your preference may be. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it. It's good to have you on board and along for the journey.
He come in with another one a bit later on there.
Oh, okay.
He's taking liberties, this one, isn't he?
Fucking right.
We do have other listeners to get to, mate. Come on.
He says, if you can invite a star into your circle, who would you choose? For me, it would have to be Paloma Faith. I have no idea who that is.
Wow, do you not?
Oh, shut up.
She does the is it Skoda adverts?
I've never heard
that'll be what she's famous for.
Yeah, exactly.
Skoda adverts.
I've never heard of that person. I better look it up.
I bet you've heard one of her songs.
She's a singer. Okay, you could have said he did Skoda adverts, and I would have gone along with you.
He?
She's very unique.
I don't know. Paloma,
very unique voice.
Is she? Okay, I don't know.
Pavlova.
What did you say?
Pavlova.
What did you say about her voice, Bill? Sorry, I was.
A very unique voice.
What? When she's singing, she's got a very different sounding voice when she speaks to what she's singing as well.
She speaks like
that. Who would be good to star into our circle? Who would you choose?
Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan, yeah, why not? With his knuckles dragging right behind him.
Phil in the tumble dryer.
Off his tits.
Oh, what your hot point repairman?
The hot point repairman that we saw the other day.
Yeah, don't spoil it now. That's in me chat.
I don't know.
Keanu Reeves is supposed to be a really cool, down-to-earth guy.
Is he going to fit in with the chemistry we've got going on here, though?
He's into motorbikes. He's into.
Does he like to talk about random bollocks for a couple of hours?
Probably.
Oh, he loves pineapple pizza.
No,
fuck no.
With desiccated coconut sprinkled on top.
Thing is, if he likes too much that we like, then it's no fun, is it?
No.
Oh, okay. Right, let's think of someone who doesn't like what we like.
I'm thinking someone like
Greg?
Dara O'Brien or something like that. Someone who actually plays some video games.
No,
but it's quite funny.
No, he's annoying.
Someone like that, so not necessarily you. You don't like him.
Okay. Someone like Dara O'Brien.
Like a massive tall dude, basically.
Someone else
Greg Davies, he's tall as well, isn't he? He's quite funny.
Oh, Dara, is he the tall Irish guy, the comedian?
He is.
Oh yeah, my mate knows him.
He knows
him.
What
We can get him in. Yeah, he knows him. Yeah,
we can get him on there.
We'll see if we can get him on, shall we? I'll ask him, just for laughs, see if we can actually pull that off.
Oh man.
Right. Okay.
That would be strange. But,
okay. So there we go. We have a task now. Chinny Pipe.
No, that's Greg Davies.
Dara O'Brien off.
Who did?
Did you get in the papers if you pulled Dara O'Brien off? O'Brien.
I don't think it's O'Brien.
I don't think he's not going to care.
No.
Once you've got hold of him.
Little Alex
Chinny.
That's funny.
Chinny has given us a quest with the release. Chinny, hello, Chinny. So I got to get
Chinny being quite serious.
Sorry, I'm having Dara O'Brien being pulled off images in my head. I'm gonna have to go back to him and say, "Can you want to go listen to this episode? Find out what we're all about."
Don't watch it on Twitch, though, for fuck's sake.
Chinny says, with the release of GTA Remastered this week,
Hang on. Was that like a glitch in the Matrix there? I heard that twice.
No, I said it. No, it's all real. Maybe Keanu Reeves has turned up. It got me thinking about how much of a difference GTA 3 was from GTA 1 and 2. This new console generation has come, and I've barely even noticed. Do you think gaming in 2021 has gone a bit stale? Right. I can chime in just here I mean, the difference between GTA 1 and 2 and GTA 3, I mean, that was just a massive generational leap when 3D was happening. Plus, the game itself did a massive generational leap.
But weren't GTA... What was GTA 3 on? PS1?
PS2.
PS2?
Yeah. I think is that people need to lose the rose-tinted spectacles. We are beyond massive generational leaps now. Because I think if you look at what is it, Moore's law, right? That curve is, but it was all supposed to double, but it does
double.
It does curl. It does
bubble.
What do they say? Level off, right?
Well, up here,
computing power, is doubles every 2 years, or I think they change it to doubles 1.5 times every 2 years now.
But I don't think
that's what it is.
But the growth is slowing down. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
The progress in computing power is increasing. It doesn't mean how we interact with our computers changes. It's just what they can do. So things like 3D rendering, graphically, the post-processing, like including HDR, graphical effects, things like that. All my cameras being weird. That is increasing, but actually how that changes how we play the games doesn't.
Someone has to come up with a new idea.
Well, the big thing was virtual reality, wasn't it? And
was it?
Yeah, it was.
I must have missed that.
No, you
no,
you're
that's the new
that.
one.
That's the new one. That is the new way you're going to be in 10 years' time. It's all going to go virtual reality.
Yeah, I mean that makes. I mean that
makes
that makes sense, right? Because you went from sort of black and white to color to 16-bit to to massive resolution jumps to 3D when suddenly we were in the world. Because I mean the first time I remember playing something like Zelda, Ocarina of Time, or Mario, to be running around inside a world and being able to look around or whatever was just staggeringly amazing. And then to go to high def, right, to HD. I mean, to go, from standard definition to HD, whether it was 720p or whatever, was just phenomenal.
Yep.
And then any of the other sort of graphical jumps after that have always I think all been a little bit nothing groundbreaking. I think, Dave, you're spot on. It's just virtual reality now is the next one, like into a completely different way to take the game in.
Yeah, or virtual reality or augmented reality, in that you don't only play games on your computer, like you interact with it on your phone, or there's you can. I think having a game experience in your life, so that you play a game on your computer, but it also you sign up with it your phone, or you have an app and you sign into it, and then you take that game away with you outside of the computer, whether you're progressing the story or chatting with characters or things like that. I think that's probably where it's going to go, in that they keep you involved all the time. You don't just sit down at a computer for an hour or two at night. They
I don't do that. I sit at the computer at any time of the day for several hours at a time. So,
do you think that the only way that can come about, though, is with the way we have it now? Like these games, look at what we had this week. Is it even today? I think it might be Skyrim's 10th anniversary, right? And so, I mean, Skyrim's not a very good example because I don't think have they ever really added much to the game?
Lots of people
ever hearing about
lots of other people have added
modding,
stuff to that
right?
game.
Yeah.
Well, the last one that's just been done, the 400th millionth anniversary, they put a load of stuff in. I think it was mostly stuff that was unofficial mods that they made official and put it in. So they have done something to it, but not in 10 years, not a lot, really.
But I think, anyway, whether Skyrim is a good example or not, is that we now have these games that are not just released, sold, and then within a year or two are over. Warzone, PUBG, Valorant, Sea of Thieves, there's tons of examples. We all know these games now are not finishing, right? They are these are typical. Are these is that games as service?
Games
is that what
as a
that
service?
phrase?
Yeah.
So now you have to accommodate all these different
You got to
platforms.
fly there, Fraser.
All these different platforms. Look, I'm a public speaker, and I'm going to wave my arms. I am orchestrating. I am conducting this orchestra of nut jobs.
Yeah.
Is that now we're accommodating my Xbox One, the PS4, the PS5, the PC gamer or whatever. Everybody wants to interact with each other. So
not the console ones though. They don't want the PC people playing.
So generationally,
ain't cheating.
So generationally, it's just not the same, is it? It's just not the same.
No, it's not. It's,
I think this.
You had a cartridge like when I first started playing. I had a tape actually, and you put it on, and that was the game. It wasn't no like constant updates. A lot of the games that I play, especially if I've been away from them for a month, I have to basically relearn how to play them because they've changed a lot in 6 months or yeah.
It's noticeable more with Dave that you more so than I think anyone else comes back to games that you've already put plenty of time in, and you come back and go, oh, I've started playing RimWorld again, and I'm now doing this or or whatever it might be. You seem to be pretty good at that.
You play bloody Valorant every week, every day, pretty much.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean that's ongoing. No, yeah, I just don't. I'll burn out on it at some point.
A bigger generational jump, I think, rather than the graphics, has been the crossplay. That's made such more of a difference than having better looking or running games.
Right.
Because I wouldn't be able to play games with you lot.
Yeah, that's been big and good
and
good.
For me to play, like you've all played together anyway, but I'm playing with PC players, and we're getting in a party and it's all working. That for me is a bigger thing than Xbox to Series X, because that is a whole new thing for me now.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's been good. It's been good that worked.
Hmm.
I think that's more. I think that's still early days. That's more of a Microsoft slam dunk that we're benefiting from, because we on the PC are using Game Bar.
And you're using Xbox Chat as well, which
is terrible.
I can't. I think it's all right. I don't know.
It sounds bloody awful, my end. Let's be honest.
On your end, I think you need to get yourself a better headset, mate.
Well, it sounds fine at the minute. Let's put it that way. And then when we go on Xbox Chat, it sounds bloody awful.
What's he saying?
I had some thoughts about Chinny's question that were a bit different to what you said.
Okay.
Because, like, I feel, like I said last week, that I've played a game that I'll never forget. So I don't think gaming's gone stale everywhere. I think AAA games are very stale, and they're all very homologated, if you like. They're all getting the fucking same thing. Everything's got to have all these features, and Far Cry is Assassin's Creed in first person, and COD is...
Apparently that's what Halo's going to be like now as well.
Exactly. They're all just becoming very, very similar. They're like AAA space, but I don't know. There's plenty of games out there that are doing plenty of different stuff. If you look at, I mean, Game Pass is full of fucking loads of random stuff. You might not like it, and some of it isn't great, but I don't think there's ever been such variety in gaming, to be honest. It's just where you're seeing it and whether you're willing to pay the 15 quid to get access to it instead of waiting for it to be free or on Game Pass.
I remember years ago, I was this was going back 20 years. Some friends, I was with a friend of mine. He worked in the games, and we were having a drink with him in the pub when I was with my wife, and she wasn't a gamer at all, and really isn't. But she said something like, "I don't play games. There's no games I really like." And he turned around and he said to her, there will always be a game for you somewhere. There were, or words to that effect. Like there's always a game for somebody. And lo and behold, 20 years later, it's, I can't say I approve, but my wife is still sitting there on her iPad every night flicking balls away or whatever. Excuse me? Excuse me?
Is this interactive?
Or playing something on the iPad, or
I can agree with that because Lisa absolutely hates games, but you stick Outrun in front of her and she'll play Outrun for hours and hours.
That's not a new game, though, is it?
And
Really?
it's just no, but just one game. There's one game that she hates everything else.
She's not
But
into Bubble Bobble
that
then.
no, she doesn't like. No, she's watched me and my brother-in-law play it for 30 years. And no, she doesn't like that.
I don't think gaming's stale. Again, I find I actually now more than ever relish the idea of trying to find and trying stuff that's in my library that I haven't played, or picking something new off Game Pass, because I've just had so many gems fall into my lap over the last little while that has been good. Yeah, I don't think the gaming's stale. I think it's very easy to get into a funk about gaming and need a bit of a break. But I don't think it's ever been stale, has it? Not for as long as I can remember.
No.
As Chinny hasn't got a new Xbox even yet, as he? He's still on his whole one, so
He's got a One X though. To be fair, hasn't he? He's got like.
Yeah, that's not.
It's not like me. I was playing my Xbox One today for the first time in a while.
You have to pick your games very carefully on that.
Forza is fucking awful.
It's not awful. I was watching my son play it. It's different, but it's not awful.
It's awful.
It's not awful. It's all right.
I've been watching my daughter playing it, and it looks like it's awful. It is awful.
In comparison to what you're seeing, yes, I guess, but it's not awful. It's just not as good as what you get.
I think we've got some chat about Forza later anyway.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay. Chinny, appreciate that. Thanks, mate. Lord says, congratulations on making your 100th episode. You took your sweet time, but got there in the end.
Just doing it as quick as possible.
Oh, don't rise to it. Don't rise to it, son. Well, we were only doing 3 out of 4 a month, weren't we? We were running at 75%, 75% capacity. Now we're 100%. So
all the time.
But we made it. Lord, thanks. It's good to have you on board, mate. Appreciate you and your contributions every week. Nice to see you on Twitch as well. Marcanix, friend of the show, says, congratulations, Seals, on your 100th episode. It's about time you recorded your show live every week now.
Well, we record it live every week for the last 2.5 years. We just don't put it on Twitch.
Yeah, there's not a lot of editing. Like even though it looks like it's a well polished turd. Stone or
harsh.
Fucking harsh.
Yeah, the amount of post processing that Fraser does, because Fraser's the audio master.
No.
It takes him about 10 minutes. He doesn't do anything.
Well, I could sit here now and say, well, you know how much I polish your guys' performance. That sounds a bit odd too. Okay, can we just move on?
You made it weird.
Yeah, something happening tonight. I don't know what it is. Thank you, Marcanix. Live every week on Twitch. I'm not going to commit to that. No, not yet. Right, let's move on. Thanks to everyone for sending us things in. Let's move on to what have we been doing. Neil, I'm just going to go in order here.
Yeah, I've actually watched a bit of telly. I can't remember what I spoke about last week because I was a bit tired as well. But I've been watched more Foundation. I watched the last 2 episodes of that. It's good.
Is that finished now? Is it?
No, I think there's one more next week.
Okay.
But it's one of those ones that only comes out once a week, which is a little bit annoying. But I guess
I'm gonna get my Apple subscription.
There's that was another little bonus I found discovered. I don't know if I talked about that. It was a free week, and then it was like $4.99 a month, isn't it? Well, it billed me $4.99 for the first month because I was like, I'm going to keep it anyway. But I discovered that I've actually had like £19 sitting in my Apple account for about 10 years that I haven't used. So it's like, result, I haven't actually got to pay for it properly out of my pocket for the next 5 months.
Just bang like 20 quid on when you went to buy like.
I think it was like when I had the iPod, we got some iTunes credit, but thankfully it doesn't expire. If you what the cards expire, I believe, but once you put it on the account, it stays there. So
Yeah, they can't wipe credit off, can they?
Oh, they can. And then I started.
Look, everyone.
Thank you.
Watching Dr. Brain. What was that? I missed something
What's he
there.
got there?
That is chicken stew and dumplings.
Oh, nice. I've got only half a screen of camera that I can actually see properly. So I missed that.
But you know what? I'm not going to, because we're live on camera, I'm not going to eat that now.
You're just going to get a straw. Yeah, so I started Dr. Brain, which is all in Korean. I think there's probably an English language version, but I'll doing the usual, watching it in subtitles. That's pretty weird. So the basic premise is like there's a kid who's a bit weird. He's got a strange brain, and he's kind of, I guess they're looking at him thinking he's autistic, but then when they look at his brain, it's actually like physically different to most people's brains. And then he does have problems socially and all this sort of thing as a kid, but then it sort of basically skips away to him being an adult, and he's a bit of a weird adult, but like super focused on his job, and he's like a brain scientist when he's grown up to be an adult. So he's also doing loads of he was obsessed with basically transferring like memories from one being to another for whatever reason, I can't remember. But so he's doing loads of experiments on mice to start with, and then he decides that he's gonna use himself as like the vessel to transfer human memories into, and it starts going a bit fucking weird. So it's pretty cool, but I've only watched one episode. Okay. But yeah, that's basically all I've done. So I'm looking forward to watching the rest of that, and I'm looking forward to the last episode of Foundation next week, because that's been pretty good. And Mark says, "Have I watched Invasion?" I have not. It's boring as hell. Oh dear. That looked intriguing, because I was a bit disappointed to hear that's a bit shit. So, but I'll probably end up watching it at some point, just to see what it's like.
I think my mic was screwing up again. Is there anyone famous in Dr. Brain that we've heard of?
They're all Korean, so probably not.
Oh, I missed that part. Okay. Well, speaking of Korean shows, well, I'd like to say I'm done Squid Squad, but we're not quite done yet. We caught up the final episode we have to. I know.
Squid Game.
Yeah. We've got the final one to watch tonight, so we're nearly there.
I will.
But I'm telling you, I watched the VIPs turned up. I'm watching it with my 12-year-old daughter. That starts to get a little bit weird, right? There's some really bad bits in there. Yeah.
I don't know, because like I say, well, I was watching it in Korean with English subtitles, but they all speak in English in the Korean version, and it's like they sound absolutely terrible when you're watching it in Korean. But I don't know what, like, because you're obviously watching it and it's all dubbed in English. I don't know if they've still just used the same voices.
They don't sound great.
No.
It's no schmigadoon.
Yeah, it's no schmigadoon. Yeah, so that's, I don't think I've been watching anything else since there. I told you about Midnight Mass. I'd done that, hadn't I, last week?
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else. Lots of YouTube. I watch YouTube a lot at the moment.
I don't.
Dave.
So yeah, I've watched quite a bit this week. We started watching The Sinner again. We watched season 1, and then we looked at Netflix. Start of the week and like, oh, new season of The Sinner. And there's actually 2 more seasons of The Sinner. Yeah, Fraser's eating his food. And
I've moved up to the top.
It's really good, actually. Really enjoying The Sinner. It's got the guy out of Spaceballs. I can never remember his name.
Rick Moranis. Is it?
No.
Is he still alive?
The other one.
The other one.
The other one.
The one who's not Han Solo.
I have no recollection of Spaceballs. I've got to be honest.
President in Independence Day.
Mel Brooks.
No.
Bill something, isn't it?
Bill Pullman.
Yeah. Bill Pullman. he's really good in it. Actually, he's the main detective.
I've just remembered that from Spaceballs now. Yeah.
It's basically a detective series. The first series is absolutely amazing. Of The Sinner on Netflix. The second season, not so much, but we've heard good things about season 3. So I've only watched. I think the season's like 8 or 10 episodes long. But it's like the first. I'm not going to spoil anything about it. If you like detective stuff, watch it. Really good. We've also been watching a animated series, adult animated series called Inside Job. It's the premise is the conspiracy theorists are correct. There's an organization that basically hides the lizard people, like faked all the moon landings. Like it's one organization that's done all this.
The Illuminati.
Well, I think they work for the Illuminati. Like there's lots of like different like the Atlantis people and lizard people, and they all kind of pay this company to hide all their shit and do all the PR behind it and everything like that. So yeah, it's a comedy. There's Christian Slater is one of the characters randomly. And also the guy who did Bender, called John DiMaggio. John DiMaggio. He's quite a well-known.
Didn't he play baseball?
Huh?
Didn't he play baseball?
I've got no
I think
idea.
that was Joe.
Joe DiMaggio. I don't know.
Someone like that. Joe someone.
But
Joe Pasquale.
Joe Mama.
Inside Job is a really good adult animated. It's not for kids. It's a good adult animated series. We watched a film called Red Notice.
No, this came out today, did it not?
God, yes, it did. Right, so it's got Ryan Reynolds,
Oh my
Dwayne.
God, he's in everything.
Yeah,
He's on
Dwayne
Netflix. He's earning his crust.
Dwayne Johnson and the woman who played Wonder Woman, I think. I can't remember her name.
Gal Gadot. Or Gadot.
Whatever her name is.
Yeah, I just said it.
Yeah, that one. It's terrible.
Boo.
It's so bad. It has the right cast, but there's just I don't know. It just doesn't work. The film doesn't work. It's about an art heist. They're all Ryan Reynolds.
Oh my God, no. Okay, enough. Art heist. Ugh.
It's really bad.
Are Ryan Reynolds and Gal Gadot having an affair on the side?
To be honest, I'm not sure.
Spoilers.
I picked up my phone at one point, and I was just like, "Oh God!" Like, I think you guys are talking on WhatsApp, and I ended up watching that. It was just bad. If you've literally got nothing else to watch, put it on in the background.
That'll never happen. I'm not watching it.
But no, don't waste your life.
It's for Lord's comment.
Okay. Okay. The most exciting thing actually about this week is actually I can do a live. Hang on, wait 1
I'm gonna have to get my cameras on there.
Where's he going now?
Oh, hang on.
Well, he's in the right place for this, by the look of it.
I am. I don't know if you can see, if that's the right way around on. Yeah, it's the right way around on.
Any sharp
It's
sharpener.
on my screen.
Any
on
sharp.
my screen.
The world's best knife sharpener.
And
it's well.
It's a bold claim.
It's the world's best knife sharpener I've used. But I don't have a whetstone or like oil or like, well, actually, when I say whetstone, like like 5 different types of slightly different gradient whetstone that you were supposed to use.
See,
and that angle grinder that is not an angle grinder, but an angle that you're supposed to do your knife on a specific. Like you just. I don't know,
Dave, you sound like a man who knows enough about knife sharpening to not be have one of those. You need the stones, man. Where's the stones? The grinder.
Well, that's what I just said.
The strap, yeah. Or is it a strop? Isn't it a strop?
That's what I had last week, apparently.
The strop.
That was a stroke.
No, I did a bit of research, and to be honest, right, this is the best knife sharpener that you can get for £9. Right.
It keeps changing. The goalposts keep changing.
So, like, I could invest in like a set of stones.
This is the best knife sharpener you can get for £9 if everywhere else is closed.
You could invest £10 in a knife sharpener.
No, like a decent set of stones and some like proper fine oil is going to set you back like 40, 50 quid. And then you've got to actually have the skill to use them to do the right angle.
What are you doing? Butchering a cow or something with this knife?
I just want some sharp knives. It's like, either like buy a whole set of new knives.
Dave, I'm gonna burst your bubble here a little bit. I have a stone that sits on the side of my kitchen.
Go on.
Cost me about $5, if that. And all I do is I run it under the tap and I get my knife, and on the coarse side I do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the other side on the other side 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Job's done. Knives are sharp. Cut through paper.
Okay.
It's there, man. You can go down this travel path. Take my hand. I will take you to the promised land. Okay.
I think we need a live viewing
demonstration.
This has got Pilch written all over it. This has Pilch Science Stream.
I've got a knife sharpener. It's one of the ones you pull it through and
that little like a keyhole type thing.
What?
I've got one that's like a crossover bit of metal thing.
Yeah.
And it's like a little loop underneath.
Oh no, I have not got a fucking clue what you're talking about. Have you got someone chewing your food for you, Fraser? Is that why you can't be on?
No, I'm here.
Oh, he's back. Cool, he looks full, doesn't he? Looks satisfied.
I'm licking my lips, licking my chops.
What you got for food?
You put your teeth back in, haven't you?
So anyway, I've sharpened all of my knives on that. I was dead impressed for what it was.
Won't be long before he starts painting the walls red.
But yeah, so I'm. If you do you know what grain your stone is?
Nope.
Oh.
I don't know. I bought it from some Chinese market.
Probably got it off of bloody
That'll be a rice grain
marketplace.
No, I got it off just the Chinese supermarket. They just had them there, stacked them high. They're cheap, cheerful, but they do exactly what you need them to do. You know, one side's quite coarse, the other side's quite fine. And normally what I do with my knives is every time I use the big knife, my big chopping knife, I have a steel. And so I use the steel every time. And get that nice. And so basically you know, right? So you're aligning the blade. And then when it's dull, that's when you sharpen it, right? So
we've all got a Chinese supermarket round the corner, haven't we?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. There can't be one far from you guys, surely.
Well, give it enough time. They'll all be owned by Chinese people anyway.
You probably are. Don't even know it. Been bought and sold in the crypto market.
His name's
all right, what else we got?
That's it. That was it from me. That's my week.
Bilge.
Oh, me next, is it? Okay. Oh, me last. Okay, right. Doctor Who, new season started with Jodie Whittaker. She's terrible. They need to get rid of her.
This is our last series, isn't it?
Yeah. She shouldn't have done this one. She's awful. Or I don't know whether she's awful or
maybe the script's
Doctor Who's awful now. But it is terrible. It's as bad as it's ever been, I think.
I don't think I've really watched it since Matt Smith, maybe. Was it? I don't know when that was in the time. I didn't watch many of them either, to be honest.
do like Doctor Who, but she's been pretty bad. Okay. I've been to the dentist today. That was exciting.
Ooh.
I've been going to the dentist to sort out 2 of my
teeth.
Big teeth. Not. I'm trying to think of what ones they are. About a third one's in. 2 top teeth, both sides. Third one's in. I've been going to have them sorted since about March. I've had about 10 appointments. I've got 1 more to go. Basically, I've had root canal on them both. Temporary fillings until they all settled down. I've had 1 that's had a crown put on, and I've just had the last one ground down today, with a temporary crown, ready for a new crown in 2 weeks' time. And then £600 lighter, I will be finished at the dentist.
They're your canines, aren't they?
I don't know what they are. They're just teeth. Fucking expensive teeth. What else have I got here? Oh, tumble dryer. Okay, I spoke about my tumble dryer door being broken, or the hinge broke.
Yep, they were coming to do it, were they?
Yep, they came to do it. Bloke turned up on yesterday, was it? Yeah, yesterday. He then proceeded to dismantle the whole tumble dryer, the top off, the back off, the side off. I said, "You're only supposed to be screwing that door on, mate." Oh yeah, he goes, but so we don't get many warranty claims. When we do go out to one, we give it a little service and clean it up a bit so that while it's still in warranty, it doesn't suddenly pack up. I said, "It's only 3 months old, for Christ's sake." So
There
he
must
said,
be.
"No, we do."
Did you find any socks?
Didn't find any socks or any money, luckily.
But there must be, I guess,
told you about.
There must be sort of like key things then that he's going in just to sort out, just to double check.
He said he
right?
defluffed a certain thing, and he changed the tension on one of the belts, and
right.
Because I said to him, I noticed a couple of times when I've hoiked it out just to dust, just to wipe round the back of the thing. There's this little black dust on the floor.
All right.
And I said to him, "What is this dust?" And he said, "Oh, it's just the belt."
The belt wearing.
That's where we've deliberately a deliberate point of failure that you have to replace at some point.
And I thought, okay, so how long's that belt going to last when the fucking thing's chewing itself up every time I use it? He goes, "Oh, it should last you a good 5 or 6 years. That'll be all right, mate."
Yeah. Well, it might just be wearing itself down to the groove of the pulleys, and then it'll settle down, right?
Yeah. So, but that's all done now. That's satisfactory.
What was he like? Nice man, was he?
He's a lovely chap. Yeah. Big fella. He was all right. Yeah, he didn't hang about too long.
What was his name?
His name was Dave.
Dave the tech.
Yeah. Dave. My dog's nearly savaged him as he came through the fucking kitchen.
He wasn't that big then.
When you say savage, do you mean just lick him incessantly, or?
Well, one of them had hold of his jeans trouser leg.
They actually went for it.
Well, actually, look, hang on. Oh, you ain't going to be able to see that.
These are the trousers that he were wearing.
These are trousers that I was wearing that my dog pulled a hole through this morning.
Good old dogs, you gotta love them.
One of them does like to grab hold of your trouser leg and then give it a tug. So,
I was walking my dog today, and this guy he wasn't that close, but he's looking at me. He goes, "I'll just stay back here." And I said, "I beg your pardon." He goes, "Just in case, I don't want him to bite me." And I went, "Okay."
To be fair, you have got like a donkey.
Yeah, but I mean, it just seems really strange for somebody just to outright say they don't want to be bitten by your dog. Like, I really wasn't going to let it. I had no intention of letting him bite you.
It's like, have you covered yourself with Vaseline or something? Because he's not going to. He doesn't go for people.
What say? I've walked him every day, and he's only bit 3 people.
But then, as I walked off, I had to walk. I did walk off, and I was like, "Has he bitten that guy before?" I know.
Probably he has bit him, yeah.
Maybe not. He did bite a guy once, but I paid my way out of that. Did I tell you that story?
Yeah, I've definitely heard that story. I don't know if it was on air.
My story. This is my story time at the moment.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Tell us How about how you paid Dave? Gentle Dave.
Your dog's ripped
Gentle
in a
Dave.
new one.
Yeah. I have been to Tim Hortons.
Oh, right. For the uninitiated, tell everybody what Tim Hortons is.
Right. Tim Hortons is a Canadian, say fast food restaurant, but it's more of a coffee and donut place, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah.
It's part owned by Brazil apparently now, but 51%.
What, the entire country of Brazil?
Someone
just ignore
Brazil.
him and move on.
Yeah. It's the biggest chain in Canada, and
there
now it's coming. Go on.
Yeah, there are lots of Tim Hortons here.
Yeah, and they are now in the United Kingdom. I think the first two opened about 2 years ago in Scotland, and I think they've got about 20 now. And there's luckily within about 6 miles of my house, there's now going to be 2 because there's another one opening just up the road.
Oh, right. I'd never heard of it.
Oh, it's lovely.
You're quite excited about this, aren't you?
Yes.
But
I love Tim Hortons. Their donuts.
So you'd been there in Canada, as you before?
Yeah.
Tim Hortons, see, Tim Hortons is one of those things that, like, if you ever come to visit Canada, you leave never ever. You always know what Tim Hortons is after you've left Canada. It's just like it's there's nothing more. It's up there with ice hockey as something that's so Canadian.
Well, he was a hockey player.
Yeah, he was. Tim Horton was a hockey player. Yeah. So it's and Pilch has a very fond association with Canada. So I'm not surprised that you're all over it, right? He's got his Tim Hortons mug now. Yeah, this is great. And I think when we moved here, we sent Tim Hortons stuff back to the family back in England, right?
So they're famous for their donuts, for their Timbits, which are little sort of golf ball sized donuts, which are delicious. But I didn't know. Well, the ones I've been into didn't really do burgers and wraps and stuff that much. But this has got a full menu of burgers and just as many as like Burger King or Mackie D's, and they also do breakfast, but famously all day breakfast. So you can get your McMuffin or your Tim Muffin all day, 24 hours a day. So but it's like
they call them here. They call the Tims here. They call them breakfast sandwiches. So I don't know whether they call them the same over there.
I didn't look to see what they were, but because I wasn't having breakfast. But it is lovely. I just had a double burger. I just had a double burger with Canadian maple bacon. Oh, lovely. And their bacon is different to ours. It's nice and thin and not crispy, but there's not a lot of fat. We get a lot of fat on our bacon. But so that's fucking lovely.
Donuts? Did you donut report?
I had the donut. Yeah, donuts are exquisite. I did get a little box of Timbits.
Timbits are the bits that come out of the middle of donuts.
Yeah.
What donuts? What donuts did you have?
I had double choc, which is chocolate outside with chocolate in the middle. I had just normal glazed. I had apple and maple one, and it's just, you can just see it's just oozing outside. It's lovely. So I think I had.
You've been down the gym much this week, then?
I have not been down to the gym at all this week, because we'll find out why in a minute. That is the first fasty foodie I have actually had since I started going to the gym 3 months ago. So I'm allowed a little treat. But like I said, I won't be going to McDonald's anymore now. I'll be going to there all the time. I can't remember, Fraser. When was the last time you went into one, Fraser?
What, Tim Hortons?
Yeah.
Well, I nearly went into one yesterday, but I decided against it right at the last minute. I think I went in and got a coffee from one on Monday.
Because I can't remember whether they've got these massive armchairs. They're like this high behind you, real high back and great big chairs. And I can't remember whether they had them in Canada. I think
No, they're not really loungy here. There's a couple of Tim Hortons near me where they have a couple of, mainly it's like diner seating or coffee shop seating. And then sometimes on swankier ones, there may be a fireplace with a couple of loungy type chairs where they've tried to catch that Starbucks crowd. But the thing is, like, for the last 2 years, no one's been eating in anywhere here, right? So
yeah, I suppose so. Well, I shall film the inside of it next time.
Nice.
It's a lot. It's a lot. I know it's. I know it's new, but it's so much more plush than.
How much is a burger? Did you say? Sorry.
Yeah, right. It was. I had these. I had the fries. A milkshake with cream and squirty on it.
Yeah, that's
and
muck.
a burger. So it's a double burger, which is a similar sort of thing. If I have a McDonald's, I would have a McTasty or perhaps a double Whopper. That's the same equivalent.
Right.
It was about £8.20, which is the same as what it would have cost me if I had a McTasty burger or a double Whopper. So it's a similar price. But it's so much nicer.
You have a burger over there called the McTasty.
Have you not got McTasties there?
No. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Just to let everyone know, this food we're serving you tastes all right. Mick won't give you this shit.
Yeah, I used to have a McNotBad, but So my last one, hospital. Right, on Monday morning at 3:00 in the morning, Lisa woke up and decided she was going to chuck up everywhere, which is nice. She was up for about 4 or 5 hours, terrible stomachache, being sick, and we had to call the ambulance. They took her to A&E. We're not allowed. I wasn't allowed in because of COVID and all that shit. And she has been admitted to hospital twice this year already, with gallbladder problems.
Oh yeah.
And both the times they wired her up to the machines, took all the tests, done all the scans, and sent her home and said, "Oh yeah, you've got some little stones. Don't worry about it." So on the third time of being admitted to hospital, they decided they were going to take her gallbladder out on Monday.
Right.
So they said, right, we might do it this evening, but if not, we do it on Tuesday morning. So she phoned me up and said, "Can you bring me a bag of bits? Because I'm gonna have to stay here tonight."
You take her some tidbits.
Took her some, yeah. took her bits and pieces in. Phoned her up in the morning. They're sending me home. Why is that? They haven't got time to operate. She was in the emergency operating ward waiting to be operated, and they said, "Sorry, we're too busy. You'll have to go home."
Okay.
So I went and picked her up and brought her home. So she's still not well, and she's been today to go private because we've got private medical insurance. So she's been to see a specialist this afternoon, and they're booking her in to have it done private because we ain't going to fucking wait.
Yeah.
The NHS decide whether they got time or not.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but lucky you have that cover.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's lucky we're not draining the resources on the NHS, so someone else can benefit from that as well, I suppose. But yeah, she's been in, like I said, that's the third time she's been admitted.
Right.
And when they sent her home again, I was fucking furious.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear she's not well. Wish her well.
Yeah, she'll be right once she's had that taken out. She'll be right as rain. Don't need it, apparently.
Is she still getting dinner and washing up and ironing done and
No, although she was doing the ironing when I came in from work. But yeah, she's not great, but you'll get it sorted out. And then still,
how much I do at that point, we like
yeah,
dinner and you're running around.
So I had a quick look, and it's £7,500 to have your gallbladder removed. But luckily, she's only got to pay like a £75 excess. So.
What you need is one of these. Right,
Knife sharpener. Do it myself.
Razor be straight in there doing that, when he, Mr. King DIY.
Yeah.
Getting his soldering set out.
He's fucking about with his mic again now. Look.
Oh, he loves it.
I can't tell whether it's my mic dying or whether it's Dave going super quiet.
Dave is quite quiet again.
Dave.
Okay. Hang on.
Oh. Yeah.
Better.
That's
If
better.
only we could ask the chat.
Okay. What else we got? Anything else?
That's it, I think, isn't it? Yeah, we're all done.
Okay, well, let's move on then to what have we been playing? Very exciting.
This won't take long.
Let's look at old Neil. Good old Neil never lets us down. I haven't typed in mine. Neil, you go first, then, and we'll finish off on.
Okay. Well, none of you fuckers have played Inscription, but I've played a bit more of it, even though I finished it. Because it's quite good that you can just go back and pick it up from various points in the game and replay bits that you've already played, that you might want to do something different than you did the first time round. But I still can't really talk about it. Just fucking buy the game and play the game.
Never.
You especially.
How much is it?
It's like £16 at full price.
Fucking hell.
It's a right rip-off, isn't it?
Greedy devs.
Is it on Game Pass?
Wait for it on Game Pass, yeah.
It won't be on Game Pass for a while because it's only
Or
on
Epic
PC.
Store. Wait for an Epic Store.
Sorry, how much are those gun skins on Valorant? Sorry.
What?
Oh, he's gone quiet now. I don't know. Someone else pays for it, do they? Anyway. So, I can't really, like I say, I'm not going to talk about it anymore, other than everyone should play their game if you like card games.
Okay.
And I hope someone does play it because I'd like to talk to someone.
We're going to play it when it comes free on Game Pass.
It's not coming to Game Pass. You're going to have to buy it.
It is coming to Game Pass.
I'll tell you what,
it's coming.
His old game, Pony Island, which I think is his first game, is on EA Play on PC.
What's that about?
It's not about ponies.
It's not.
I've heard of Pony Island.
Yeah, I played it. It's very strange.
Yeah.
I don't remember enjoying it really.
No, Inscription is very different, I would say, from that. It is actually a game, and a very good one. So anyway, enough of that. I went back to play some Hollow Knight, and actually progressed quite a lot further than I had done before. I can't remember what I wasn't doing that I managed to do. I think I just was tired and fucking really not thinking it through properly. I think I ended up just looking at a guide to see what I need to do next, and it was
Hollow Knight.
Yeah, something blindingly obvious.
Yeah, you didn't look at the screen. I was trying to tell you on screen.
Yeah,
You're like down to the right. You're like no, and then you went all the way around, and you could.
I definitely went everywhere. There was a little gap at one point, and then it was just
you definitely missed it.
Um,
Obviously, because you've progressed. So
I can't even remember what it was that I hadn't done, but it was something. Anyway, but I have progressed, and I was getting into that. But then another game came out, which is basically the only game I've played all week, apart from a couple of tech test beta type games that I've played. So the first one I got into because I watched someone playing it on Twitch for half an hour, and that was the Lost Ark Beta, which is not really my cup of tea, I've got to be honest.
is it a survival?
No,
island?
this is Path of Exile type of thing, I guess, really. It's going to be free to play. This is going to be published by Amazon Games, so it's another one of their games. And it's sort of like, so you use your mouse to click a point on the world for your character to move to, and then all your keys are like different abilities and stuff like that.
So it's like Google Maps with.
No. It's like I say, it's like Path of Exile or like a isometric classic role-playing game like Pillars of Eternity or
Myst.
Looks like a Sean game to me.
Yeah, exactly. I was talking to him about it, and he said he's definitely going to play it when it comes out, but it's out next year.
Dave. Yeah, all right, I get it.
But
we know what a Dave game is. We know what a Sean game is.
It looks like a good game, but I'm not sure I will play it again because it's not really my thing, and I couldn't get to grips with the whole clicking the mouse on pieces of like the area to move around. I was really struggling with that mechanic because I just don't do that in games usually to move around. But I did I spent quite a while in choosing your character. You've got loads of different classes and stuff to choose from. There's like assassins, warriors, and then it's like a gunslinger. It's largely fantasy looking, but you've got guns. Excuse me. So a bit Final Fantasy, I guess, sort of weird cross of like realism and fantasy. You can all summon and stuff like that. I spent ages picking my character, her making her look a certain way with certain clothes on, and then when I loaded into the game, she was basically wearing a bikini. I was like, "Oh right, it's that type of game." So
How you wanted
I
it
managed to
be.
persevere for a couple of hours, looking at her ass wiggling around for a little while.
The game knows, like, this guy spent way too much time trying to dress this girl up. Let's just get him to the tits as quickly as possible.
Yeah, they're all impossibly perfect people, like in character models and stuff like that. But yeah, I guess it's like I say, it's not really my cup of tea. But
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. It is Path of Exiles, basically.
it does look good.
Yeah,
if you like that kind of thing.
that's right. I think what was it? Oh, Dragon Age style game, like polished, sort of top-down isometric view. Yeah, sort of.
I don't remember Dragon Age looking like that, to be honest. I thought it was was that not a third-person game, or
yeah, I thought
first
Dragon Age
person?
was third person.
Am I thinking of Dragon Age? I might have.
No, I don't think so.
Been...
It's like a classic RPG, like you say, isometric looking. But yeah, looked good,
no.
but not mine. And then today, I played some Elden Ring tech test, which was available for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Which is the big new game coming from Software, which was made in conjunction with George R. Martin, he of the Game of Thrones.
He can't do television anymore.
Why not?
Because they screwed up Game of Thrones, didn't they? At the
well,
end.
he didn't write the TV show, so he wrote the books.
I don't know.
They fucked up the TV show.
It's all right. Please don't pick apart my joke into that much detail.
Anyway, so he basically, I don't know exactly what he's done, but he wrote a load of the sort of lore and the characters and stuff like that. I think his work was done on the game quite some time ago, by all accounts, and so they've just been making the game. And it's very Dark Souls. I was dying quite a lot to minions and stuff like that because it's like the start of the game. It wasn't too bad, to be fair. It's more forgiving than Dark Souls. It is more forgiving, but if you go into the wrong place, you will get totally fucking screwed over immediately.
And you lose all your shit.
And then no, it wasn't too bad for that. You don't lose everything. Okay. You lose your runes, which are the equivalent of souls in this. It's like bright souls for me because it's not really dark and dingy like Dark Souls. Because there's like
nice souls.
It looks a lot brighter and nicer. It's less dark and like, I don't know, you're kind of a version of the undead by the sound of it. You're called tarnished instead of an undead. So it's very similar, but very different at the same time. So I had to play it on my Xbox One because the tech test was only available on PlayStation or Xbox. And I was like,
oh, really?
That's not great. I'd rather play this on my PC because my PC's good. Whereas my PS4 is a base PS4 and my Xbox One is a base Xbox One. So I don't know if there are like Series X versions or PS5 versions. If you could do that, I don't know. So it doesn't look as good as what I've been playing of Dark Souls 3, but I can tell that when I do get my hands on the PC version, it's going to look pretty fucking great. And it plays great. Like I said, it plays just like Dark Souls. But there's a few quality of life things that are improvements or make it a bit easier. Like in Dark Souls, if you jump off a large like fall, you can kill yourself quite easily, whereas it appears that there is no maximum height that you can jump down in Elden Ring without hurting yourself. I did find myself on a beach at one point, and I don't know if you've ever played these games. Like there's things on the ground, obviously, which is like where it's all online connected. There's like messages from people, and then there's like bloodstains. And if you touch a bloodstain, it will show you how that person died. And like there was a place on this beach, and there was fucking like 50 of them or something like that. And every one of them, when you clicked on it, they ran off into the sea, and they got to a certain point, and then just went whoop, and dropped. And it was just like they had all died in exactly the same way. I was like, I guess you can't cross across there. Then there was just fucking loads.
Let's not go that way.
Yeah, exactly. I won't go that way then. But
the thing about Dark Souls is people used to troll you. People used to say, "Jump off to the left for a secret weapon," or something.
Well, there was definitely a point where it's like there's a secret passage ahead, and it's like so you'd like roll into a wall or something to unlock a secret passage in Dark Souls, and it wasn't doing that. It's like no, there's no secret passage. But yeah, so I think this is a game that I might actually just buy on release. So, and it won't be a cheap game. So it won't be megabucks. It's 50 quid on Steam, and I'll probably pick it up through Green Man Gaming or something for 30.
Oh, okay. So it is coming out on PC.
Yeah, it's coming out on PC when it comes out in late February, I think it is.
Okay, so that's close by. I mean, I don't know why my ears pricked up about this. I think there were a couple of things I heard. Is one of the voice actors from Valorant is in it, and so that made me therefore watch a video on it, and I thought it looked really good. I was like,
yeah. Well, I think the videos you've seen probably looked a lot better than what I played today.
Right.
Because there probably are videos based on either like a PS5 Series X PC type spec, whereas I was playing on my base Xbox One, and it's like it's playing at 30 frames per second. It was pretty steady, and it felt all right, but it's not the best way it's going to be played, that's for sure. So yeah, it's left me hungry for more. It's on all weekend, but it's only available in like 3-hour sessions. And like what
so not only is it one of those games that really doesn't like your time, it actually in real life is like no, you're gonna do it between these times.
Well, I have to. It's only a tech test at the moment. It's not like it's not out. It's only a tech test. So they're obviously trying to test all of the online functionality and stuff like that, and basically get people hyped for it. I guess is the thing. Not that people weren't anyway. It's like a massively hyped game for probably 2 or 3 years now. But
it's not been on my radar. But then that's not an on my radar game. But have you been following it for that long?
Well, I feel like I don't know. The first teaser was I can't even remember whether it was E3 or Game Awards or whatever. But that's at least 2 years, I reckon. Right. So it's been in the in the background, waiting for this to come out for a long time, and yeah, it looks good from what I played. I did get to there's like little dungeons dotted around the place, which I think is a little bit different to what you'd probably get in other games of this nature. So I found one dungeon. It's like basically there's like these messages on the ground. It says like big boss ahead or something like that. So you open the doors and off you go in. Well, actually, no, that was a door. I didn't go through those doors. Sorry, this was just like a cave entrance in the side of a cliff. And I just went in, and down the bottom of it, there's like a wall of fog. And you know, if there's a wall of fog, once you go through, that's basically going to be a boss fight of some description. So yeah, I beat that guy. But there was another guy running around on a horse who was an absolute animal and fucking kicked my ass. I don't know how many times. Somewhere else, just in the open world, he was just like fucking impossible. So
like those Linox or whatever in Breath of the Wild.
Oh yeah,
yeah, fucking. They would cane you all the time.
Yeah. So it's like I say, it's like if you get into the wrong place, you will get totally fucked very quickly. But if you can just run away in this rather than like Dark Souls was very constrained in its areas. So all the ones particularly like there was areas where you could move about and it was quite open, but generally where you're in a combat area, it was quite compressed. And you couldn't just like once you're in combat, you were in combat, and you couldn't really fucking get away. There were times when you could, but generally, on the whole, it was like, yeah, you need to fucking kill this guy or he's going to kill you. So, and all the boss fights still work like that. So, but yeah, I was already looking forward to it, and now I'm really, really looking forward to it. So yeah, I'm thinking I might just get it when it comes out. So, but
It sounds like you will.
yeah,
That's yeah, your ears. You look like your tail's up for that one. That's
yeah,
good.
I've been eyeing up like Dark Souls Remastered recently, but it's like I don't really want to pay full dollar for that at the moment because I've seen how much it has been down to, and I'm like, I'd rather pay that where when it's like sort of like the 14, £15 mark rather than like the 25, about £30 mark. So yeah, I might be playing Dark Souls Remastered at some point. Anyway, between now and then. But yeah, that's about it. Oh, apart from the one game that everyone's been playing in the last week.
All right. Well, we'll come to the everyone game for the end. Someone's filled in Valorant. Yes, I have been playing Valorant, but no need to talk about that. Evil Within 2 is the other thing that I've been playing the most of this week, which has been really, really good. I'm really looking forward to playing more of that already. I'm not done with it yet. So
I wasn't sure how you're going to finish that one because there's been some streamed episodes of you getting very frustrated with it.
So the history of well, that was I'll tell you that in the history. So I played it to start. I said this last week, is that I played it, the first few hours or whatever, or first hour, and just didn't get on with it at all. It was so slow, so psychologically weird, and all that sort of stuff. And I was just like, I'm just not into this. And when but everywhere I read, it was like, yeah, there's a great game here, and I was like, okay. So I've revisited it, struggled again. Basically, the first chapter and the second chapter are just bullshit chapters, but the third chapter is a big area and there's shit going down in there.
Wow.
The whole thing is there's just like, zombies everywhere, secrets to find, things to figure out. And it absolutely kicked my ass to start with. But I persevered, was patient, took my time, and I pumped in like 4 or 5 hours going round and basically mopping up everything that I could. Didn't shy away. You sort of have an idea of the story progression, but I did see somebody said, you really need to do everything on the side. One, for the reason, one, there's loads of stuff to get, and two, there's experiences that you don't want to miss, right? So like, fine, I'll just try and do everything. And I suddenly realized I'd played for ages without leveling myself up. So then suddenly, because there's quite a lot of mechanics in here, and I think they taught them all to me a couple of years ago, but I'd really forgotten about it. And then I just remembered like 4 or 5 hours in, and suddenly went back and leveled myself up, and I increased all my stalking ability and my speed at which I could go silent, and upgraded my weapons. So all that 4 or 5 hours I put in busting my balls has paid off, because now I'm quite hard and can feel way more confident in a fight. Plus, I'm more experienced with fighting the zombies. Now, make no bones about it, it is still not easy. Like these things,
you're still not going at them like one to one.
It is right. It is still one of those things, right, where you'll go to do a sneak attack on one of them, and then the fucker will turn around just before it gets into the kill zone, and then he's attacking you, swipes you, you pull out your gun, miss, fire off 2 more bullets. So at that point, you've either probably got 1 bullet left in the chamber. You either take him down, and now you've blown through all your ammo that you had, and you're like, shit.
And you're at half health.
And you're at half health, and all that sort of stuff. Or he kills you and you have to fucking start again. So it's very unforgiving, but I am getting tough now. I'm getting pretty beefy with my weapons and stuff like that. So it's far more enjoyable, but it doesn't mean it hasn't stopped being difficult at points. I definitely recommend it.
Do you think you need to have played the first one?
I think you should play the first one. You don't need to have played the first one. I feel like the first one was more like Resident Evil than this one. This one's purely because the area I've played in is so big, and so it's almost like open world, even though it's not very open world. where the first one was more like a Resident Evil. But if you are, again, like I've said this about the first one, if you are someone who likes Resident Evil games and you've never played Evil Within, you're missing out, because it's like Resident Evil. Like if they released this Resident Evil in the as Resident Evil in the series numbers, people would lose their shit and go, "Yeah, this is great." It's just they're really good games.
What is
They're
the
really,
story of it? Is it the guy that makes
no
Resident
idea,
Evil?
no idea. Like the story of how they made
No,
of who
the
of
guy, the people that made the game. Is that not? Is he not
I
involved
used
with
to
it?
know that. I don't know anymore. I'd have to look that up.
Right,
Yeah, I'm not sure.
back in a sec.
Okay. Um. Yeah. So it's really good. It's really good. The interesting thing is I'm pleased that it sat in my, even though I didn't get on with it when I first played it, I'm pleased that I've still kept it in the back of my mind, and I know that there was a game in there that I would enjoy, and I didn't consign it to the bin. I've managed to finally come back and try the meal that I didn't like, you know, and found out that actually it's really good. So that's why, it's nice to revisit these old games or get onto the pile of shame. And Pilch, you do something
I want
similar
to.
with just
I
trying all
want
these
to
games
try it.
but
Yeah, I want to try it again, but I think I'm gonna end up with the same result. I've got to get past that first initial bit at the start.
yeah,
Because
I've
I
been
know how much I enjoyed the first one. So if it turned more like that, like I saw you playing it, and I just thought,
I think if you
why am I not playing it?
yeah, I think if you saw me playing it now, you'd think that even more. I would say
Mm,
for me, my advice to most people would be the same advice I give for Fallout games: is don't be afraid to get some tips and tricks before you start, you know, and because it's fucking brutal. Like Fallout's
yeah,
brutal as well, but if you get a little bit of a helping hand or have someone who just explains mechanics and things like that, it can shave off a lot of the frustration, right?
yeah,
I find that certainly as we get older, or as I get older, like I don't want the bullshit of figuring shit out at the start. If someone can just tell me what I can do, then I'll crack on with it and enjoy the core mechanics. And I think that's probably the key thing about Evil Within. Like if now I'm at the core game mechanic, it's fun, right? Which
yeah.
is sneaking around and shanking zombies or whatever, right? And occasionally blowing them up with a shotgun. The beauty is you are so low on bullets that when you do get your double barrel into a zombie's face, you fucking enjoy it, blowing his head off, right? It's really good fun. It's really satisfying. So yeah, get back in there, son.
I think I'll reinstall it.
Only take
So
5 minutes for you, isn't it?
Yep.
You can play it on the
Yeah.
cloud
From
gaming.
here. I can install it from here. Don't have to go.
Oh, fancy.
So it was
Fancy.
directed by Shinji Mikami, who was the creator of Resident
Of
Evil.
course it was. Yeah.
And he was the creator of Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So it's pedigree, right? It's yeah. It's good. Okay, that's all. I'll probably have more to talk about that next week. I don't think there's anything else that I played. So go on, and I hand the floor over to the petrol heads.
Well, before you start, I was going to talk about Battlefield, but servers are fucked, so I didn't get a chance to play it.
Oh, I've got as far as downloading it. 10 hours.
Because we get 10 hours free play, don't we? So I think that's enough to find out whether
This
you
is
want
cross-play as well,
pay
isn't it?
for it or
That's
not.
possibly why it's all a bit fucking.
Yeah.
I've heard it's a bit of a fucking shit show, to be honest.
Yeah, Jack tried to put on the PC, couldn't get in, and I couldn't get in on Xbox either. So apparently, it's been shutting down Xboxes, Series X's, just literally turning them off. So perhaps not the best time to start playing it anyway. No one's got new Call of Duty. No,
No, I don't. I've not heard anyone really talking about it, to be honest.
No, nor have I. So that's sort of been and gone. Right, okay. I'll start on Forza then, because I've probably played the most of it, I reckon. Look at you. Right. What rank are you on?
Oh, I don't know. I've played
I think I'm
quite
50,
a lot.
50 something.
Oh, you might be a bit
Well,
ahead. But I feel like I've
so,
played a lot in
okay.
the last few days.
I'll talk about it first then, because I was the only one that had played it last show. I've changed my opinion a little bit. That map is fucking huge.
Yes.
It is enormous. It's probably 10 times bigger than the last game.
Really?
It is
It is
massive.
massive.
It's massive.
I did one of the showcase event things today, and it's basically takes you all the way around the edge of the map, and it took like 20 minutes. It was a 20-minute race just to drive around the edge.
What, you do the Colossus, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Goliath.
Oh, right.
I did the
Goliath.
Goliath.
one.
Yeah, I've just done like that today.
Yeah, that one's a bit bigger. It's good. There's a lot more in there than I thought was in there. Little challenges, little stories, the adventures. Oh, it's fucking good. It's so good. It's ridiculous. I'm doing all the roads at the moment.
You're trying to 100% the
Yeah,
roads.
I set the GPS app to go to somewhere, and then as I'm going along, oh shit, there's a bit of road I haven't been on, so I start just going. So an hour later,
have you done all the signs then, all the boards?
I've done 140.
Oh, there's still plenty to go then.
Yeah, there's loads more. The funny thing is, because they've got a new season started today, summer started today, and because I've got quick resume, I just turn the Xbox on and it's in exactly the same point I was previous. I started to do some of the boards, and when I got to a couple of them, because sometimes they put them up high up, or they hide them under something, so you can't. You think you're on top of it, and you think, oh shit, it must be there's a little road or something underneath, or it's a container right above you. And I tried to find 3 of these boards all in one little area, and I couldn't find them. And I kept thinking, well, that's weird, because I should be able to see them, at least see them, whether I can get to them or not. I should be able to see them. Then I thought, right, what I'll do is I'll go to one that's in the open, that's just, I can see it's on the side of the road. I'll go to that one and just pop that one and see. When I got to it, it wasn't there. The little purple thing was there to say it was there. But when I drove through where it should have been, it suddenly appeared as I broke it. So there was a glitch. I had to actually turn the game off and turn it back on again, and then they all appeared again. So when that update happened this morning, it must have put a glitch in it.
Broke the signs for you.
There was a news item when I went in this evening saying that they've pushed a patch out to next week because they found a problem with it.
Okay. But it's so good. It is so good. Oh, it is the same as previous, but
there's a few new things in there. There's enough new stuff in there to keep it interesting, I think, for people who've fucking hammered the shit
and
out of
so
the
much
last one.
stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big fan of the drifting, but there's one up in a mountain area. It took me something like 15 minutes to do one drift zone, because it was massive. It was ridiculous. It was so long, and I kept thinking, got fucking in soon. And it was literally from the top of the mountain to the bottom of the mountain, just going
that would piss me off
back to. So but I don't normally do the drifting.
I don't really. I'm not a fan of the drifting either, to be honest.
See, I had a go at the survival. What's it called? Elimination.
Yeah, it's like a battle royale thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Shit, I didn't like that.
Well, I was in an eliminator. Literally, I'd done 20 minutes before the show, and I was in the last. I was down to 17 people left, and it was like we'd had the announcement like, "This is the last circle." Blah blah blah. I was like, the circle's still fucking massive, and I was driving around for like a good 5 minutes. I didn't see another person. I was like, where the fuck is everyone? How was you supposed to finish this elimination part of it? I'm like, do we all need to have little mini races now? Because the circle just stopped, and it was still like a massive space. So
I tried it once, and I'm not going to bother with that.
I've not really sussed it out. I think I need to probably have a look online. And
what happens on that now is it goes down to 12. So I don't know if there was still some hits.
Right. Yeah, like I say, it was about 17 still.
So
and I was just like, I've got to come to the show, so I had to just quit.
Yeah, no, when it gets to 12, and then it goes, basically, you have a 3-minute timer, and then you've got no indication of where or
You've all just got
happening.
a race to a point.
And then, race to a point. And I started it. And the point I had to race to was like 2.5 miles away. And about 10 seconds in, somebody must have been right next to it. And I finished 10th. I was like, but I was looking at the map, see if there was any indication of where the finish point was going to be. No, it was just random.
The thing that surprised me the most is the height, the verticality of it.
Yeah, that mountain's pretty
high. The mountains, the hills, from sea level to mountain height is just ridiculous. It's so high, and you're literally going up like.
Well, I can't get up some of the hills in my car.
No, I couldn't in mine. Obviously, you have to get if you've got an off-road, a buggy or something, they'll probably fly up there. But coming down again, just fucking you just tear straight down the hills. It's mental. It is good. I haven't tried a convoy yet. Daisy was saying that one of her friends, they can't between them. They can't get in a convoy. They're saying it's not working. But
see,
Daisy's friends. One of Daisy's friend got the game on the Friday, and he completed all the roads on Saturday.
I see. Mark Hannick said he'd done all the roads and something the other day, and I was like, "That's mental."
I've got about less than 100. There's 530 roads or something, and I've done 450 odd. So
see,
nearly there.
This is my complaint about actually talking about convoys and stuff. Is that the game tries to portray itself as a multiplayer, like interactive, community-led game. It's not. Like everything I've experienced about it is single player only. Like it actively discourages people getting together, like trying to form convoys, trying to like set up the groups. Every single thing that I've gone into, I've joined the club, I should say.
What club did you join?
The Steel Pod. So I can't remember.
Okay. Is there any other clubs you could have joined?
I don't know. It's not evident to me. It doesn't tell me what my friends' clubs.
What I found was very odd.
Yeah. So like I've got Xbox friends. About 50, 60 Xbox friends, not real friends. Virtual friends are different. It doesn't tell me what groups they are part of. Like it's such a simple functionality of okay, but these are what your friends groups are. Like I'll put them first. I'll show you them. You know, if you want to be part of your friends group, great. But that's not there. It's so simple.
Is that though? Do you think that's on purpose? I can't believe that's not by. I can't believe that.
I think there's still a few issues that they need to sort out because me and Sean,
because that could be a privacy issue.
Well, me and Sean were both playing. We're both on. He's on my friends list. I'm on his friends list. We were both playing the game, and when I went to a part of the menu system that says friends, he wasn't showing. And I was like, but loads of other people a couple of people on my friends list were on there, and then there was loads of randoms on there. I was like, I don't know any of these people. So I think it's just a little bit like, I think it's a bit buggy.
Yeah, I tried to join Neil earlier. Like I was playing it, Neil was playing it, and I was like, oh, I'll just join.
That might be a PC thing. I don't know if that's. I was
going to say, is it going to be a cross-platform thing? That's because I know people that have been. I know people at Xbox to Xbox have been playing, and there's been no trouble.
Like me and Sean joined up eventually. It was just a bit more of a faff than it should have been. So it shouldn't have just been like when you see a thing that says friends, you think I'll go there, and that'll be where I'll sort that out. But no, it wasn't there. I think we ended up doing it through the game bar.
Even things like COD and that, they still have Activision friends or Xbox friends. They're not all joined together. You've got to go into a different menu to see those other friends. It doesn't all just lump everybody together.
They haven't got the PC stuff, so Xbox hasn't got the PC stuff sorted out, integrating with the consoles. They're working. They're getting there, but right now it's still shanky as you like.
I think it depends on what game it is, really.
even playing these tracks, shall I say, in that you're playing, it's all driver-tar. You're not offered a multiplayer lobby for some of these tracks.
Yeah, there is an option. It says when you start an event, usually it says
solo
solo,
or-
co-op, or
yeah, it
something
does.
else is next to it. I can't remember what it is.
Solo,
Yeah.
co-op, or versus, and
Mm.
but like everything is locked out for me. I don't know if that's because of my progression. I'm like level 22.
Maybe you want to speak to your
Maybe.
parents. They might unlock your account.
There is a right. Do you know where Anna is down? It's
Ask
down
your
in
wife.
the corner, right? Where the little in the left-hand corner where
Can I
Anna
go
is.
play with you, please?
He's
Have
not
my
listening.
balls
Now. He's
back,
trying to help
please.
him. Try to help him, look, and he's not listening.
I'm
Shut up a
listening,
minute.
Anna. Yeah.
Right.
Hang on,
Have
we're
you
having a
opened
go.
up-
We're having a go at Dave.
Have you opened up the little bit next to Anna? So instead of pressing down on your, you haven't got a
The
D-pad,
link
have
thing.
you? Okay.
No, I've got
Yeah.
a
Yeah, it would
D-pad.
be.
Yeah, I'm playing
Have you
on
got the
this.
Forza Link thing unlocked yet?
What? I don't know.
Down the bottom
Oh,
left,
for
there's
God's
like that. Press down on the D-pad is Anna, and you press right. I think on the D-pad it says link or left,
Yeah.
right or left. I can't remember which one it is.
If you haven't unlocked that yet, that is a specific thing to interact with other people in.
Yeah, you usually tell them
Okay.
like you can set it up in the menu.
So
Well,
maybe
you're not allowed
once
to say
you've
that,
unlocked
obviously.
that. I think there is. I mean, the whole idea of it was, in the previous game as well, that you all join a convoy and you all just tear around and go to the event. Someone picks an event and you all drive to it and you all race together. And then when that event's finished, pick another event. You all drive to that.
We
But
definitely played in 4. Like me, Fraser, and Stan were definitely there. I think Sean probably was there. We
Ron and
definitely had
Kev were
some
in that
races
too,
and
weren't they?
stuff. Huh?
But it
Ron and
wasn't
Kev were in that as well, I think.
Possibly.
wasn't cross-platform then, though, was it?
Well, it doesn't matter. No, we were all PC players, but so we all had
Well, maybe
got
you
together.
three can all play together, and I can't. And I can play with Xbox players until they get it sorted out. Maybe I don't know.
I think it'll work. It's just like I say. It's just if we went through the whole for PC, it'll be game bar. But if you was on Xbox, it's relatively. It's quite easy on Xbox. You just press the guide button and then you're into the friends menu and you just go invite. It's a bit more of a faff on PC at the minute.
You haven't even fired it up, Fraser, have you?
No.
Because I sent everyone an invite for the club.
Yeah, I got that.
But you don't actually have clubs on the Xbox app, do you? Because on the Xbox, it's got a whole clubs section.
Right. I had a load of notifications from the Xbox console companion app, but when you go to the Xbox console companion app, which was supposedly getting shut down about a year ago, it's nothing there. It's like this is crap.
Right.
So our PC side of things is a bit janky, I think, but
the
actual game works.
I'm going to be playing it I'm literally going to be playing this till Christmas. Probably won't play anything else because I fucking love it.
So what I like. I know you bought the bundle to get it early. The game.
Oh, and I did buy the map as well.
You did buy the map. Yeah.
Oh my god!
After I paid the map's £2.75, and it unlocks everything on the whole map. And because barn finds, I've already got 8 barn finds.
Oh, I'm up to 8 barn finds as well.
Yeah, but I know where they all are now.
I don't think I've collected my Ferrari though.
What was the last one I did? 1950s Corvette, I think I got last.
Yeah, I don't think I've collected them yet. But
I've done the VW story. Have you done any others?
What's it called? The Vocho?
Yeah, I finished that.
I did that because I was like, it was the first thing you do on the barn finds is find a VW Beetle, and you're like, and then I was like, where the fuck is that? Because normally to get a barn find, you get a call to say, I've done your barn find, come and pick it up.
Yeah. So you didn't realise you got to go to.
But then there's actually a point on the map where, oh look, there's that thing that's like a story that I need to continue on the map.
I've started the Mucha Libra, the wrestling
there
one.
Is wrestling one. Yeah, I've done the wrestling one.
Right.
Oh, you finished that, have you?
I did the Born Fast one. I don't
You've
know
probably
what
done
else there
more.
is.
You've probably raced more than me, but I've done more driving probably. Because, like I said, I've been
Well,
going around doing
I
it.
tend to like. I am very checkbox focused. Like I'm like season that started on, when was it
Yeah, because I've
available?
seen the
Friday?
timers have
Was it
started.
Friday?
The time, yeah, the timers have started whirring now.
It was
so,
like it was spring, wasn't it? So and then like there's a load of
yeah.
things to do in spring, and I'm like,
Mhm.
if you do get so many points, you'll get this car. And that's the thing
Yeah.
I see when you load it up. I'm like, I want them 2 fucking cars, so I'm going to get that
Yeah.
many points as quickly as possible,
Okay.
and I'm going to collect them cars.
Yeah,
And then,
spring didn't last long, so
no, it
yeah,
didn't.
it's
But I managed to
and
get
it's
both
only going to
cars.
be.
There were some events. There's at least one event that I know of that I've done that, and I've tried to go to the event, and it says, oh, you got to be part of a convoy to
There's one,
participate in it.
yeah. There's a bit of a weird
And
one.
I'm like,
Horizon Open is weird. I think there's a part of the menu that you have to go to do a Horizon Open. It's not on the map or anything like that. Doesn't tell you that. It's a little bit like
I
of
still don't
choosing
like all the
places.
bullshit where you have to go in menus and fucking, or when you have to go somewhere to get to your car. The menus is so convoluted, it's ridiculous. It's
There's
so
just so much
confusing.
game there. That's the problem. There's just so much
Yeah.
there that you got to try and.
How I play it is I basically go to an event, play it in the car that I want to, because even when you go to the events, it doesn't tell you if it's like specifically a like
Oh
a
no,
type of car or a class
it
of
does
car.
give you a recommended.
It recommends, yeah.
Recommends cars all on.
But
They
it
put some
doesn't
all on
matter.
the left
It
hand
actually
side.
doesn't matter what you choose.
No, if you pick
It's
another
like,
class, it'll just set the race
yeah,
according to that class.
To be fair though, they recommended you have Lamborghinis and shit when you do the Colossus. You can't do it in a Morris Minor because it would take you 3 days. So, and
but the
obviously
thing is,
if it's,
you probably could because they'll just put everybody else in Morris Minors as well.
but some of them
Or in
off-road
Fit.
ones, you're not going to be able to just use a road car for that because you can't physically get up
No.
up the hills and things like that. But general road races, I just use whatever car I want to use.
I
But
got a wheel spin. I got this Lambo special edition Lambo Forza edition, and it was amazing. And I've whacked on a twin turbo conversion on it and upgraded all the engine components, and that's like,
yeah, that's what I did.
it's rapido. It was doing on the big. There's a big like motorway across the whole map, basically.
Mhm.
That's where you've got to do your high speed challenges. So it got
Yeah.
to 200 without any mods to like tuning or anything. It was doing 267. And it was just like hitting the rev limiter at 267.
I've got
constantly.
a BMW X5 that does 280.
Yeah.
And I'm smashing all the speed traps doing 250,
So
260
what I
miles an
really
hour
want to
for
know
them.
is who's going to beat my monthly rivals time, because I'm pretty sure I've
Oh,
got
here we
pretty,
go. He's
pretty good
rubbing his
time on
hands.
that
Look, he
today.
thinks he's. All right, I'm gonna. This is the thing now. You see, this is what I love when you go through a speed trap and it says you've done 240 miles an hour, and Neil has done 242. Right, fuck that. I'm going back for another game. That's what I like about this game.
Yeah.
That is the actual one thing that I've done that was interactive, is that I was trying to beat Pilch's speed of 240 on one of the speed traps. I was like, so close, 236.
Did you beat me?
No, I didn't beat you.
See, what they should do is send, as soon as you beat me, that should send me a notification.
It does that on the monthly rivals events. It definitely, yeah, because it comes up as like when you go to the menu, it's like there'll be like a little one above the rivals, and you're like, all right, okay, click, 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 have a look. So and so's beat my time. Best go and beat that time then, eh?
Yeah, so that's where enjoyment is.
No.
As long as the other thing is you need people that are gonna actually be playing it, not just have a little dabble and then give up. If you've got someone that's
he's talking to you, Fraser.
Put the time in.
Are you playing?
Are you going to play it?
No,
I don't like car games.
No.
He don't like cars.
I like
No, he drives
cars,
a
and I've played Forza before. I've put some decent hours into Forza, but right now it's not on my radar. Anything that I want to do.
Now is the time you need to play it, though.
Yeah, but you know what? The biggest chance I would have of playing Forza if I had a new console. I don't want to play Forza sitting at my desk. I've tried that before and didn't enjoy it. To me, that racing experience is being on the couch, hunched over, staring at the television. You
can hunch over your desk.
I'm not going to do it. No. But I need to get a new console. I want to game on a sofa. I'm missing it.
I don't. It's too
How
far
long do you
away
think
now.
you played, Neil?
Don't know. You're going to tell me?
No, I can tell you how long I've played. 32 hours since
Well,
Friday.
you had an extra week on me, pretty much.
No, not a week. I only started playing it Friday.
Well, you were playing an Extra Life on. That literally was a week ago.
That was Saturday.
I've been playing it from Tuesday, I suppose. Tuesday.
Right, so I played it for 3 days. And
how
I've
did you
been
find
up
out
and
how long
down
you've been playing it?
I looked on my Exophase account.
Oh, right, okay. Well, I haven't got one of those.
Have you not?
No.
You sure?
I don't have Exophase.
I don't know why I've still got it, because, well, I do, because you actually can't disable it or delete it. Once you set it up, it's there forever.
Well, you probably have to email them to get rid of it.
I've tried that. But anyway, yeah, I've played it for 32 hours now so far in less than a week. And that includes me spending 2 days in the hospital or going back and forth to the hospital. Yeah, it's a good game.
I'm surprised it doesn't tell you on Game Pass or Xbox.
It must be somewhere.
It must do in the actual Xbox app. It probably does.
Yeah.
All right.
But there's shit tons of stats and everything as well. It tells you what your top speed is, what your
in the game it does.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, are we good? Oh, good. All right. Well, I'm no doubt then we'll have loads more Forza stuff next week, and for the following 10 months or whatever, by the sounds of it, with Pilch.
What is that or Call of Duty? What would you prefer?
Yeah, I don't know. Forza for now, I guess.
Forza for the win, as Lord says in the chat.
We need to try and get a little bit of Back for Blood going at the weekend if anyone's available.
Yeah. Did anyone see the video I posted?
I didn't watch it.
I saw it there. I didn't look
basically, it's a video where the guy totally breaks down the damage system and how the cards interact and all that sort of stuff. He's releasing videos. He's now in my YouTube feed, and I keep glancing. I can't watch the videos in all the way through. It's just too much thrown at me, and I start falling asleep. But sooner or later, that guy he's already discovering some really excellent builds. So like taking the girl with the baseball hat, apparently she has really good melee damage and and good buffs on that.
Yeah, I was playing as her, and like there was some cards in there, like when you get low on health, every time you hit someone with a baseball bat, you gain health and stuff like that.
Yeah, and he was saying there's another card in there called Meth Head, which if you have that, she'll never lose her stamina with the baseball bat.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, so there's loads in there that we haven't even begun to like.
I definitely don't have that card.
No, he's sitting there getting ready to do nightmare runs and stuff like that, and we're struggling still on the regular difficulty. So we really need to be looking more in depth on the cards.
It definitely needs a proper. You need to organise it before you go. Like we've basically fucking screwed ourselves. Probably got to a certain point in the game just by pure like gun skill or whatever, and then you get to the end of that act, and you're like, actually,
who the fuck have you been playing with?
We need to have like sorted our cards out a bit better individually and as a team to give us the best chance of actually finishing the acts and stuff like that.
But at the same time, as far as I'm aware, is we don't have a lot of the cards yet because we haven't played enough. So it's a bit of a catch-22. So we do need to put more time in for sure. And I think if we just stick with it, it could start to reveal itself.
Sounds like a new run is in order to start again.
There's some really interesting stuff that he was pointing out, because he was saying, say you have a gun, if you hit them, say you hit them for 50 just as a normal shot, they have a weak spot where they'll do like you do extra damage on them, so you almost like get double damage. And he's saying some guns will buff the general damage, which automatically buffs weak spot damage. Some guns only buff weak spot damage, and some things buff because of the weapons, some things buff because of whatever this, and like just the combination sounds insane. But that training area, if you go into the training area next time we go in there, have a look and look at the damage numbers fly. Oh yeah, because there's a card apparently that you can get which shows you the damage numbers flying off enemies.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
But I think you get that as standard when you go into the training area and hit the dummies.
Yeah,
It
definitely shows you that.
Shows the numbers popping
Yeah.
off them, right? So it's really relevant. And he also showed some pretty neat graphs. Like we had normal weapons, and then you have like another level of weapon, then rare, and then
Uncommon,
whatever purples, common, but
Yeah.
rare or whatever like that. And he showed the multiplication on the damage as you go up and collect. And he's saying like, not all weapons scale the same. Like some weapons will be quite good from normal to common to normal or whatever, whereas other weapons may not be that great down the bottom tier, but when you get to the top tier, they suddenly jump up by 50%, and they're like godlike weapons, you know. And then there's so many different weapons, so there's lots for us to get our teeth into, for sure.
And Forza.
And Forza. How are you guys going to fit all that in? And
well, we don't do anything else, do we?
Sunday should be a Back for Blood, or Saturday.
Sunday I'm back at work now, so.
Are you?
What? I don't work.
I work every Sunday, unless I'm on holiday. So I'm about in the evenings on Sundays, but that's not necessarily when everyone else is available. So.
Well, I'm usually flexible, so somebody has to take control of shouting out for Back for Blood sessions.
What on earth is he doing with his camera?
Well, I moved it.
Tottenham in there.
No, I moved it, and then I suddenly saw about 6 chins, so I've put it back up there.
All right. Well, like, then, do we have anything else to add?
I think we're done.
Thank you very much for joining us for the 100. Dave, you want to do this? Take us home?
Shall we just say who's in the chat?
Oh, sorry. Yes, that is what I want to do. Thanks, Thanks, mate. Sorry. Yeah.
Go on in.
Oh, I haven't got it up. I don't know who's in the chat.
Oh, fuck's sake.
I assume you were going to do it then, Pilch.
No, Dave's the Twitch guru in the chat there.
So, at the moment, we have Baron von Growler.
Growler.
Growler. Growin. Oh, I don't know. Growin him. Jackus. Ladybug ×3. Lord. Orpha Duck. Tented Duvet.
Alright.
And,
okay. I get that.
Waptart. And we have had Kev in the chat, and who else? I'm just looking for this now.
Narcanix was in the chat.
Narcanix,
it's the Stinky Poo.
It's the Stinky Poo, yeah. And yeah.
And Stuart Cullen. Friend of the show, Stuart Cullen was in early.
Yeah, the people who have been joining us live.
Jax, Andy C just jumped on for a couple of minutes. Congrats on the 100th show. Cheers, Andy C.
Oh, wow, that's literally.
No worries, mate. Good to hear from you.
Thank you. Yeah, bit random being on Twitch live, but I haven't made a complete fool of myself. Being too drunk yet.
We'll be the judge of that. Thank you very much.
But also, I'd like to say thank you for listening to and watching the Seal podcast. If you'd like to ask us questions or get involved, please contact us on Twitter at Seal Podcast. Email us at sealpodcast@gmail.com or join us on a Discord. A link will be pinned to Twitter soon.
I might do it tomorrow because I've still got the Extra Life one on there. But.
Okay. We have YouTube and Twitch channels. If you're watching live, you're on our Twitch channel already. We do post items to our YouTube channel, Seal Podcast. And we try to upload and stream regularly. So yeah. I think
good. Okay, that is a show. Thanks very much, guys. Appreciate your being here for 100 and on to 100 more.
Yeah. 100 is amazing.
Another 100, please. Maybe not everyone's begging for that, but who cares, right?
May not be begging for it, but we're going to